right, we're in. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello. Is that it?
Uh,
Any more hellos? I feel like you have more oomph than that in your
woo!
hello.
Hello.
There we go. I love that. I love the mic peaking right there. Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. Where's my script? Fuck. Go to X. Let's see. The question. Good. The thing I need to function. Hello everybody and welcome to the Sir. This is an interview podcast, and yes, if you were to abbreviate that, it would be SDI. Now here we interview VTubers, big or small, on their experiences, or as or after being a VTuber, what got them into VTubing, and their attitudes towards VTubing as work, community, and a marketplace. We also aim to abide by oral history methodologies to maintain a level of chronology, narrative, and ethics. But we're always open to being everywhere with everything at once because of how chaotic VTubing can be. I mean, fucking Christ, I am interviewing a banana right now. Also note that we are not alone in these interviews. During the water break portion of the interview, the chat will have a chance to question the interviewee, providing us either trivial or in-depth insights into the life of our fun and complex individual of the day. Also, for those VTubers that want to come on, our scheduling is still open. If you wish to share your story, send a message to the email in the description below alongside our interviewees' socials, or find it on this channel's About page, and we'll work out a date and time. The only qualifications as of now are having a model, a following of around 100 on Twitch or YouTube, exceptions may occur, and or experience in some kind of content creation, whether it be streaming or prepared content. How did I do, Banana?
That was very, very solid and professional.
All right.
I'm impressed.
Should we split this?
Oh, definitely. We should peel out.
All right. So, Banana. Why?
Hi. Why a banana?
Yeah, let's say that. Yeah.
So, originally, back in like 2011 or so, I was playing a game called Guild Wars 2, and there's like a race that's like plant fey-like. So I was a yellow version of that with hair that kind of looked like plantains. So I went by the name Banana Ramajama, and it just stuck ever since then.
Ooh. How's that game nowadays? Did you drop it a while ago, or?
Oh yeah, I dropped it. The company who makes it just
Ah, I see. It started out
it was really
very
good, yeah.
refreshing, and then it started to get rotted away.
Yeah, they made some questionable decisions, and the parent company got mad at them.
I see. Is it peanut butter jelly time?
Oh god, I love peanut butter jelly so much, especially with a baseball bat.
Yeah. What kind of jelly?
I'm a blueberry guy myself.
You're a blueberry.
Yeah. How about you?
So I'm torn between the two, classic strawberry or grape, but I definitely have a stronger bias towards strawberry because of how just elevating it is.
It is really solid. Raspberry is actually really good too.
Oh yeah, very much. Crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
I'm more of a smooth kind of guy. I like crunchy now and again, but really smooth is just that perfect blend.
For me, I like crunchy because it gives some meat.
That's fair. Some
texture, you know.
Sometimes when I really want like texture in my sandwich, I'll put like plain Rice Krispies on there, and it doesn't really add too much to the flavor profile, but it just adds a ton of crunch.
I see. All right. Oh, Banana. Can I call you just Banana throughout the entire?
Yeah.
Awesome. Could you introduce yourself, pronouns to our audience, and share the story of your journey from a traditional streamer to becoming a VTuber?
Oh, for sure. So my name's Scott. Most people just call me Banana though, and I'm totally cool with that. Originally, I was a Vtuber. I was a Vtuber for about like a year or so. And then when first gen EN of Hololive started getting popular and some of my friends started getting into it, I started to see the potential and I wanted to be one. But at the time, it just didn't seem affordable. So when I was going to have some like dental surgery done, I didn't want to be on camera for a while. So one of my good friends, who is a really talented artist, started getting into designing and making models. So they made my 1.0 model and my 2.0 model for a pretty friendly deal at the first one. And then I wanted to pay full price for the second one because the work is so good.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I pretty much never looked back after that. Ended up scrubbing all my old face content from the internet and just full on Banana.
Why is that though? Why did you have to? Why did you scrape or expunge your catalog?
I just felt it would be better for a fresh start with it. So people just see the Banana and I can really play into it more. I feel like when you break the immersion, it kind of breaks like the role play potential kind of.
I got that.
I've always been big into D&D and stuff, so I like to keep it as solid as I can.
What are the main inspirations for this model design? By chance, it does give me some Adventure Time feels.
So the reference sheet I sent my friend was 100% or 99% Adventure Time stuff. The original model was inspired by Adventure Time, and then I decided to lean on into it and just go full on into it. And I think the only two things aren't Adventure Timey, and that was the bat I have. The reference was from an old anime called Paranoia Agent. It was like a horror anime on a horror thriller on Adult Swim back in the day. And then this hat I'm wearing, which is actually a hat I own real life. Yeah, Adventure Time, everything else.
Yeah. Why Adventure Time? What drew you to the Adventure Time aesthetic?
Adventure Time is probably the most important piece of media to me. Like, you know how everybody just has a show they just attach to. Adventure Time was always my comfort show when it was coming out. I was going through some stuff IRL when it came out, but I was able to connect with Finn, the main character, pretty well, and then the humor just stuck with me all the way.
All right. What's your occupation right now, off camera?
So off camera, I am disabled.
I gotcha.
So I mostly just take care of my parents as their health kind of is ailing over the years. And then in my other free time is just full on Banana.
As a person with disability, what does work mean to
you? God, honestly, work just means a feeling of not being completely useless. When you're disabled, it's hard to view yourself in a good light compared to how other people are actually like out living their lives. So a lot of people just end up feeling like a burden or like they're not contributing anything. So now that I kind of have at least that in my life, it's been helping with my introvertedness and anxiety and things like that. Because otherwise, I'm just a complete shut in.
And what would your disability be if you were comfortable with?
So it's called cyclical vomiting syndrome,
I got that.
but I have a hybrid case of it. So instead of like cycles, I'm just always sick. And then the cycles come in like where I'm sicker than usually sick, and then I go back to normal amount of being sick
Uh,
as much as it's normal.
understand.
So that pretty much designates most of or dominates most of my life.
Mm. Do you view what you do, or do you view what you stream as a job?
Um, so I don't know if I can view it as a job yet because I'm not really like
Mm.
making a lot off of it. It really, I just started this as a hobby to begin with, and then as I started to see some success, I started to put more effort into it and more investments into it. But I feel like I'm starting to sort of view it as a job. Like I'm starting to get to that point where I'm feeling happy with where I can be, and I think that's a good feeling for the most part.
Mm. Um, I hope you are aware that there's a lot of VTubers that have disabilities, or actually stream because of, instead of do, how do I say, typical work. Let's just say, have you ever found a community amongst these VTubers, or amongst these members of the umbrella? I'm using the umbrella VTuber community.
So yeah, actually recently I for like the past I want to say like 6 months or so,
Mm.
I met some VTuber friends who also suffer from IRL debuffs, like from IBS to other issues like uh, heart rate issues and everything.
Mm.
So it's been reassuring knowing that I have friends who are also going through similar and are doing like VTubing for similar reasons.
I got that. Now I assume you say debuff as like a tongue in cheek means of
Yeah,
describing it, but I'm wondering what else is the reason why you call it that. Is it just from your time playing MMOs, or?
yeah. A lot of it's just from playing MMOs and stuff, and I find
Mm.
it easier to say than disability. I
Oh
feel
yes,
like
two.
it has like a stigma to it.
I got that. It's not, yeah. 2 syllables are better than what, four for disability.
Yeah,
Uh,
it is a long word.
it is.
Yeah, but it also lets me like say like proc my debuff proct, which makes it
Uh,
easier to say
I got that.
instead of like
By
yeah.
chance, did your debuff? Let's say it. You know what? I like debuff better. Disability. I feel like disability is also somewhat of an outdated term. I
Yeah,
like to find the new, um I guess, like psychologically correct way to describe it. But outside of that, okay, yeah. Does your debuff ever affect you while on stream,
um
or
yeah.
has there been a case?
Sometimes I'll have to end stream early because I'm about to get sick, or
Okay.
a big thing that's really happened. I've gotten sick so many times over the years that it's wreaked havoc on my back muscles. So every now and again, I'll have like just 3 days or so of just extreme back pain, and I'll
Uh,
like try to stream for a little bit if I can, but otherwise, I just don't stream those days.
I got that. Upper or lower back?
Lower.
Lower, yeah. I
Yeah.
always have that lumbar issue.
Yeah. And once you get it, it's so hard to get rid of it. Back pain is so dumb.
Mm,
I wish they told us to start
I
doing
know.
exercises for it. I would have been
Yeah.
all over that.
Or at least just stretches in general.
Yeah.
So throughout correspondence, you told me that you've been a streamer for 2 years. Um, let's focus on. Actually, why don't we do both? Are there any particular milestones or achievements in your um, streaming journey, let's call it, that you're particularly proud of or that hold significance to you? This can be both
Honest,
your RL streaming or traditional streaming and your VTubing streaming.
oh, for sure. Yeah.
Describe it.
Honestly, I think one of the best feelings about all of it has been like when you're a channel's first raid and you're showing them support and they're just so genuinely happy and feel like they're starting to make it on Twitch because they're finally getting a raid and everything. I find those uh, moments as priceless. Like I'll never forget those. I think that's one of the best feelings.
Mm, a little bit of dopamine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just a really nice feel, heartwarming.
Uh,
But
we've all. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, that's pretty much it for like both IRL tubing and B tubing. I think that's the most memorable part.
Mm. Um, you also mentioned you started streaming to become your social anxiety, correct?
Yeah,
The introvertedness. Um,
yeah, I had a good few years where I was just
mm,
so in my head and with like you know what like a spotlight syndrome is?
not so much. I'm familiar with imposter syndrome.
So spotlight syndrome is where you think people are always looking at you and if they are they're like talking like shit about you essentially. So
Holy shit! I think I should. Okay, okay.
yeah.
You kind of made me realize. Okay, realize. Usually, it's
Yeah.
good to know the word. Okay, go ahead.
So for a good while I was only leaving my house at like very dark nighttime. Um, I wouldn't go out. I would be in my own head about people hating me and things like that. And after a while, I just couldn't do it anymore. And with my cousin's encouragement, I tried to start streaming. And I started off without a webcam and everything, no voice even, just because I didn't have the confidence yet.
Yeah.
And then that slowly built up, and it's really helped me over the years.
Do you describe how it does help you?
So, I just feel like I can talk to people a lot easier
Uh,
now, like approach people. I realize everyone just doesn't hate me off the bat.
mm,
Um, that I'm not as trash as I was saying in my head all the time. I was in a good while of just convincing myself I was even bad at games and stuff, so I wasn't
uh,
even like trying hard. And being on stream and everything is just encouraged me to actually push myself and really try.
mm. In a sense, this sort of was, in a sense, streaming was a pseudo exposure or pseudo shock therapy to you.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like it's a very good first step to get back out into the world. Like I've always connected with people online pretty easily because I've been on MMOs since I was like 8 years old, I think.
Uh,
So I've always had online friends and always felt them as deep connections. So it never really hurt too much for a while. But as you get older and have to do adult things, and it's like that's when my anxiety really started to hit. So
uh,
knowing that I can interact with all these new people and meet people and not be that caught up on everything is just
mm.
really, really good.
Does it does that sometimes proc from time to time, or have you really grew away from it?
I feel like for the most part, I've run away from it. Um, There are times where I can still have a panic attack, but it's a lot rarer. Like usually it's only during like really high stress situations, like a hospital visit or something like that.
I got that.
But otherwise, I feel like it's really helped break out of the shell.
Mm-hmm. Turtle power.
Yeah, I am a big TMNT fan.
Yeah. How's the new movie? By the way, I've noticed the TMNT popping around in the retail
It was
stores.
honestly, it was a new take on them, but it was a very refreshing take on them.
I see.
I think it's a very fun movie for what it is. Like it's a lot better than the Michael Bay movies.
Oh yeah. Especially with the character designs of everyone, or all the
Oh yeah,
ninjas.
they're all really solid in this one.
Yeah.
They went through a couple of years of really weird design, so it's nice to have them grounded again.
Mm-hmm. What do you say that the cell shaded TMNT show was weird? You know, with Raphael being like being like
Yeah, that was. I found that really weird, honestly.
Huh.
Where he's like 3 times the size of everybody else. Homie was pushing those steroids since baby, apparently.
Apparently, yeah, apparently.
Splinter got him on that muscle milk early.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Oh, Destiny 2 specifically.
Yeah.
How's your relationship to it? Hmm?
It's pretty healthy. I probably have like around 2,200 hours on it, just on Steam. Before I have some hours before it got added to Steam. But I have a raid team that I've been raiding with recently, and that's been a lot of fun having that again in my life. I've always been a hardcore raider, so it's been nice like getting in there and getting it done because we're doing all the like hard challenges and everything. So that's refreshing. And then honestly, it's just I feel like it's good content because it allows you to challenge yourself because they have these they have dungeons in the game that are usually made for 3 people, but there are special challenges to solo them and not die at all during them. So I find that to be a very rewarding feeling content from the game. Because like season to season, the story can kind of drop in quality, but the dungeons are always there, always solid. Like the skeleton of the game is always good.
I got that. What do you say you often stream 18 plus hour day one raids?
Not often. Whenever they release one, which is probably like every 6 months or so. So during those days, they'll give you like they used to just give you 24 hours, but they'll give you 48 hours to complete it on a super hard version of it. So like your gear helps you a lot less than it would normally, and every boss like hits harder and everything. So it's definitely fun team building to do that. You just have to go in with everybody chill though.
So overall, the challenge is what drives or
yeah,
puts you I don't know, draws your dedication to the content.
Essentially, yeah. Like if it wasn't challenging content, I wouldn't be putting as much time into it.
And how often does a regular Destiny 2 stream last?
Normally I'll last like 4 to 5 hours on Destiny 2 if we're raiding. If it's just like solo play, I'll probably do like 2 to 3 and then switch off to a different game.
All right.
Just somewhat get that grind in.
Mm-hmm. Your opinion on Lightfall?
I'm hyped for it. Like I think it has really good potential. I think Bungie has. Wait. Shit, no.
No.
I was confusing it with the next expansion. Lightfall was bad. Lightfall was bad.
Okay.
I think the gameplay for Lightfall was really fun. The new subclass they brought in, really, really good. But the story was like a Funimation filler arc.
Funimation filler.
It was bad. There was like literal training montages like it was an 80s movie. It was, and they like based the whole campaign around the new element. So like it's awkward to use because you're like getting your full abilities like 75% through the campaign, and then you're forced to use like the lesser quality version of it throughout the rest of it. So they said they were going to try to get away from that with the next expansion. So hopefully they learned.
Hopefully. Now let's draw back.
What's that?
What incentivizes you to do video game content? Do you want to expand your streaming? How do I say content to other things like you mentioned D&D or other
I did.
hobbies?
I have thought about like hosting a like Vtuber D&D group for a while.
Yeah.
Like I thought about building a world war and stuff, and I know some friends of mine have been thinking about it, so I haven't put in too much effort because it sounded like another one wanted to do the DMing for it. But as far as other content goes, I want to push more into TikTok. I think I can be somewhat funny for it with the model and everything.
Yeah.
I think I can get some good memes out of it. And then other than that, I've just been really like brushing up on my like Photoshop skills for like funny meme stuff. And I'm trying to get into like video editing to see if I can do anything there. Maybe break into YouTube more.
Focusing on short form content.
But yeah, so far it's mostly short form.
And why is that? We definitely have had a little bit of a conversation before we went live. But why do you want to use your time and energy to promote yourself or create short form content?
So for the first year or so streaming, I didn't like network at all. Like I wasn't on any other site. I was only going live on Twitch and ending on Twitch. And after a year, I was at like 125 viewers still. So that's when I really started to break into it. And getting into Twitter has really helped a lot. So seeing that that's helped growth, it makes me determined and confident to push into other areas.
Your post got 50 views. That fills you with determination.
Yeah, honestly, like other than I'm like half shadow banned on Twitter, so it's been harder to try to do anything on there. Something about hashtags, I guess. But
yeah.
TikTok has definitely been the most successful for views. I've also been posting all my shorts to YouTube Shorts, but YouTube Shorts is
yeah.
Visibility is just rough.
Yeah, visibility for everyone. Yeah, I might be on YouTube solely for discoverability, but yeah, the algorithm does not like to kiss us very well.
Yeah, I definitely understand that.
What's your follower count on TikTok, by the way?
On TikTok, not great. It's like in the 30s, maybe 40.
30s, 40s.
Yeah.
when you finally get up to the right amount of followers, do you ever plan on streaming to TikTok?
I just haven't really found a good way to do it. Like using VTube Studio, um, I haven't really discovered a way other than like just recording OBS, cutting everything down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't actually know how to like live stream on TikTok as a VTuber.
Mm-hmm. And
So maybe
of course, you have to figure out how to actually get
yeah.
to, I think, the minimum of 1,000 followers.
Oh snap! Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If I can get to that point, maybe I'll start doing like short ones to like promote other stuff.
Mm.
I hear that's a really good way to do it. But that could be outdated at this point too. It moves so quickly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You mentioned you didn't network a lot last year, right?
Yeah.
All right. Um, first off, what was your streams like? Because of that. Of course, it means that you probably didn't do a lot of collaboration.
Yeah, no, I actually didn't do any collabs until probably like 4 or 5 months after becoming a VTuber. So like the first like almost a year and a half was like just me by myself mostly. And like sometimes I would stream with my cousin, but we didn't really do as collabs because we were just playing the same game.
Mm-hmm.
And then but now I'm actually reaching out, and for a good while it was scary too because you see all this drama on Twitter about like VTubers just trying to make it in the scene, but people are calling them like clout chasers and stuff just for trying to make friends. So that was scary for a good while, but after getting over that, I feel like it's in a good spot.
Yeah. If you encounter cloud chaser, then
Yeah, it's whatever.
It's whatever.
You see so many bait posts from like big VTubers at this point. It's hard to blame anybody.
That's why it's always best to live on the periphery of that scene.
Yeah. Like I like being somewhat involved in the community, but that larger scene is still kind of intimidating, and also like I don't want to have to do that kind of stuff. Like I don't want to have to clickbait and like do these, oh, if you like my post, I'll follow you on Twitch or something. Like I find that all kind of fake.
You want to have at least some level of a persona online, correct?
Yeah.
But also want to maintain a level of authenticity or genuine, you know?
Yeah. Like yeah, exactly. Like Moist Critical as example, like he's not a VTuber, but he stayed pretty genuine and true to himself throughout his whole rise. But I want to kind of have that same attitude about it. So I've never like yeah. Famous last words right there.
Yeah, yeah. Remember your tree in your case. But yeah, is that, I assume that might be a reason why you would be avoiding like VTuber groups, or trying to like sign up for a VTuber company.
So I have thought about it. A couple things though just rub me the wrong way about companies. Like I like how V Shoujo does it, where you can exist prior and come into the company with your current identity.
Yeah.
But I don't like how a lot of companies like you have to rebuild from the ground up, new character, new identity. Essentially, I don't want to have to do that. I want to be banana.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, I'm like, I don't. Whenever like a VTuber leaves a corporation and they make them scrub the entire internet of their content, I don't understand that. Like I just don't understand it. Like I view that hurts the community as a whole. So I just don't want to be put in positions like that.
I got that. How much has collaborating played a significant role, not only in your VTuber career, but also, um, I suppose, also your mental state or something like that?
It's definitely helped my mental state. I battle depression a lot and anxiety.
Yep.
So knowing that people want to hang out with me and feel like they want to collab and do stuff, it's definitely reassuring. Like it gives you a feeling that you're actually wanted around.
Mm.
So it's definitely helped with having like a small group of VTubers for that.
As a positive psychology likes to say, people matter.
Yeah.
um,
Truth.
yeah, yeah. And how and what kind of content do you usually collaborate on?
So a lot of content that I've collabed on have either been like fun horror games that would be like fun to mess around with, like Outlast Trials, where it's like 4 person running around crazy, everything going wild.
I got that.
And then a lot of collabs have either been like Valorant, and then sometimes when we do like bigger groups, we'll do like Among Us and things like that, the
Mm-hmm.
traditional VTuber games.
Of course.
Although Party Animals looks really fun too.
Is that just like a updated version of that was that one game with the
Gang Beasts.
Gang Beasts? There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like exactly the same. And it's like I never got friends to play Gang Beasts with, so I might have friends to play Party Animals with. And it's a weird feeling
Uh, I got
because
that.
it's like essentially a copy. It
Um.
does look really polished though.
Mm, um. How has VTubing impacted your networking and connection at within the streaming community compared to last year?
Um, I definitely feel like the VTuber community as a whole is a lot more welcoming to people trying to join the community.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's one of the only reasons why networking has actually succeeded for me. Like I'm not proud of it, but when I first got on Twitter, I, you know, fell for a couple of spam posts of, just like these
Follow
other
for
people,
follow.
they'll follow you on Twitter. Yeah, follow
Mm-hmm.
for follow on Twitter. So I did that initially. It got me up to like 350 or so followers, and then I stopped doing it, and everything from then is genuine. Oh, I say genuine, but a lot of it's probably
Mm-hmm.
like VFX bots. There's so
I
many
got
of those.
so many, so many.
And they
Yeah.
all use like the GTA 5 emblem maker. Like I don't know what program that is they use.
Probably. I think Streamlabs has something like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah. But
what a play.
thankfully, you got your model from your friend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
didn't get scammed or ripped off or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing seeing all that drama about like bigger VTubers with their models, it's like, damn, I'm glad I actually knew someone.
Yeah. Do you ever worry about ending up in some sort of VTuber drama?
um, I feel like I keep myself pretty drama free for the most part. I don't think I'll ever be in like a big controversy or anything. But again, famous last words.
Famous last words always are famous.
I just try to be a down to earth stream though, so I don't really like go crazy with like I'll drop F bombs and stuff, but I'm not saying slurs or anything like that.
Of course, you want to have some level of edginess without actually dropping into discrimination.
Yeah. Like I'm not for kids. So like I will swear and stuff, but otherwise I'm just pretty chill guy.
All fun and games until actually I'm not going to continue that on stream.
Yeah. There's some jokes I was thinking of too. I'm like, no, I shouldn't.
Yeah. Let's move on down on my questionnaire here. How important, drawing back to your model, how important is personalizing your VTuber model design, and what elements of your VTuber persona hold personal significance for you?
So other than just, I feel pretty unique as a banana at least. So I don't really feel threatened in my identity in that way. But for personalization, I feel some elements are important. So my hat that I actually own IRL, I feel is probably my most important asset. I just feel really connected via that because it's something that's both in the virtual VTuber world and I have it IRL and like material. So it's cool to have that transfer. And then specifically like skate shoes I have on because I always not a sneaker guy. Not a sneaker guy.
No sneaker. No sneaker.
Oh god. Oh god. Homie ruined a generation.
You want a water break?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
No, don't give you don't want to give anyone a chance to ask questions here.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
My bad.
I did my spiel in the front of the front of the podcast.
I'm sorry.
All right, everybody. As we get some lubricant down our throats, I would recommend putting down the good old questions you want to ask our banana here. You know?
I don't bite. I usually get bit.
Yeah, I would expect so. Have you ever been split?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I'm saving that for a good occasion.
I see. What's your opinion on chocolate sauce?
So I think it's good in moderation. I feel like too much of it is just overwhelming. Unless it's like half fudge, I feel like is a lot easier to consume in mass. But like if it's just like Hershey syrup, I feel like it gets a little overpowering at a certain point.
Oh really? Never got that. Mostly I get when I was a kid I used to like drink that stuff from the bottle. Whenever I was looking for a quick pick me up, you know?
No, yeah. Honestly, when I was younger, I used to be a lot more about chocolate sauce and stuff like that. As I gotten older, and it's gonna sound biased, but I really like fruit-based flavors. So like flavors, so like strawberry syrup or something like that.
I've definitely developed a love for citrus flavored food.
Yeah,
Desserts.
it's so good.
Let's see. We have purple here. As a streamer, do you have any emotes or redeems that you are fond of?
My TITS redeems, I feel really proud of them. I feel like they're funny and unique, especially the Ditto Conga. So you can like redeem, I think it's like 5,000 points on my channel, and for like the next 25 seconds, it'll just throw constant Ditto doing the Ditto Conga at me while playing the music for it. But I also have one that I get hit by Truck Coon.
Truck. Okay.
Truck. I get iced. I get isekai. I get isekai real quick. So it's I find those kind of redeems that I have like physical humor. I find I'm really proud of.
Wow.
And as for emotes, I have a bonk emote that I really like.
Oh, show it off. Unless it has to deal with Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch mechanics.
Twitch mechanics be dumb.
Yeah. You know, I definitely you definitely give me some similar vibes to Robin.
Oh yeah, Robin's so chill.
Yeah, and you're chill as well.
I find their Robin's like a homie of the like little group I'm in, so I find a lot of that group is just chill for the most part, and we have a lot of synergy with personalities just aligning like that. So I find Robin to be very easy to speak with. Like I'm really proud to call Robin a friend, and honestly, Robin just makes me feel like I want to do better. Robin's just so genuine and nice. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So but really, I'm just trying at the end of the day to be like a chill person that someone can hang out with. Because I find that's all what people really want. Just someone chill and down to earth that they can chat with.
Has anyone called you a Robin clone yet?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, cool.
I would take that as a compliment, though.
All right. What kind of games or media do you enjoy? I really like platformers and comedy.
So, I think the genre that stuck the most with me for games are probably fighting games. They've just always been there throughout my life. And as for like media, I'm a huge horror fan. I have like a dedicated like Google spreadsheet I made of like essential horror movies that I find essential to like the genre. So it's just been a passion project, really, because I just really like that genre.
I got that.
Ended up blending it into my VTuber lore and all that.
Anyone else? All right. If anyone has any more questions, I'll pick it up as we go. So keep on questioning. We'll just hop back on to what I have here in front of me.
For sure.
So VTuber comes with its own set of challenges. But first, I'd like to ask you what content means to you.
Content means freedom. Content is my way to prove that I exist, so for the most part.
Uh,
So it's like my escape. That's what I treat it as. It's an escape for me.
mm. Why is that?
I I have a very boring life. I'm in my house just essentially 24/7. I maybe leave the house to get out like once a month, really. Like I'll step onto my porch or whatever, but I don't like go anywhere. I'm just always always sick for the most part, so I just never really feel like leaving. So it's definitely been a freeing experience to have somewhat of like a social life and feel like I'm getting stuff contributed.
Uh,
Yeah, that's pretty much how I view content.
mm. Content is freedom to you. Um, how does the content you make fit within this definition or this feeling?
I just feel like if I can make people laugh, I succeeded in something that day.
Mm-hmm.
I find I try to find the humor in everything I can. Um, life's just beat me down so much that you have to have somewhat of an outlook like that if you don't want to be overwhelmed by like depression and things like that. So it's just been a way like I know Robin Williams would always talk about it. Like he
Mm-hmm.
suffered deep from depression, but at the end of the day, he just wanted to make people laugh. He just wanted to make other people happy. And if you can make other people happy, it feels like you did something good.
Mm-hmm. What have been the most significant obstacles you've encountered in as a VTuber?
Honestly, I think outside of like just replacing computer parts over the years and stuff like that, it's just the mentals. Like you just have to keep them up. Uh, it's so easy to get yourself beat down over viewership and things like that. That you just gotta keep on going.
Mm-hmm. How often does that impact you?
Oh, every couple of weeks.
Couple of weeks.
I get it in my head every now and again. Yeah,
Why
I'm
is
really
that?
bad about just getting in my own head, undermining myself in various ways.
Why does it affect you?
I I don't know how to prove that I'm doing well as a
Uh,
streamer outside of like the metrics of like average viewers and stuff like that. I don't know how to accurately gauge it. So I attach to cold hard numbers like that very
mm-hmm.
easily. And then I'm just basing my like worth off of those numbers. So whenever that happens, I have a couple
Yes.
days where I'm just a little low energy, and then I kind of step back.
Mm-hmm. In a sense, it's a metric of affirmation.
Yeah, essentially.
How often do you need to be affirmed?
Uh, I'm not like going out looking for affirmation. Like I look at my stream report after every stream,
Uh,
and as long as it's like above where I was like a year ago, I'm happy with it. But I do. It's hard not to compare yourself to other streamers
mm-hmm.
or like other friends of yours who are also streamers, especially if people like started way later and have already blown you out of the water. It's hard not to view yourself in a negative light, like you're screwing something up. So it's like it's kind of like a double edged sword in that way. Like I am glad to have all these friends that I really want to see them succeed, but you can't help but compare.
How do you usually get over this?
God, I just kind of snap back after a couple of days. Really, like I beat myself down for a few days, and then I'll wake up and just kind of be out of that slump, and then push myself again and tell myself like, what the hell are you doing? God, get out of your head. Just stay out of your head. So it usually takes a couple of days. And then, yeah. And then like if I take a couple of days off, last time I've been doing that like with depression and stuff. And when I come back, I usually have a strong stream. So that usually really helps that back too. Having friends in chat and things like that. It's just a good feeling. Easy to snap back when you're surrounded by love.
How do you handle days when motivation is low or when you face creative blocks?
There are some days where I've just like I've just gone straight to bed. I've just gone to bed. Like I've just been like, I could stream or I could just take a nap. And sometimes the nap wins. But as far as motivation goes for like content, it's more like when an idea actually comes to me, like I get inspiration for something, because otherwise I'm just doing my usual go about it, play new game, beat new game. But when I actually have like a surge of inspiration, that's when I'm trying to make real content outside the platform and things like that.
What strategies do you use to push through these challenges besides just like sleeping?
I try to just hang out with friends when I can, and like I've been hosting movie nights lately in my server, and that's just been a fun little thing to do. Share my hobby with people and just have a easy night of just relaxing. So like that kind of recharges the battery a little bit.
And how often do you have to worry about money while streaming?
Well, I do still live with my parents, so I can, take care of them. So I do have some privilege there of not having to really worry about a roof over my head and things like that. So it's more just like, do I have money for like if something goes wrong with my computer or things like that, or usually I'm just putting money into dental work, honestly.
I see. Now you mentioned you had a root canal.
Yeah.
Earlier. You
That
have a long
was
history
a fun
with
time.
cavities?
Yeah, so it's a cyclical vomiting. My teeth take a ton of acid damage. And apparently I didn't know it for like the first 10 years or so, but a dentist told me down the line, like, yeah, you should not be brushing your teeth right after you throw up, because essentially you're just rubbing that acid into the enamel and just ruining it. So I was just, damaging my teeth even more over the years. And especially with some medications I'm on that make them more brittle, I've just been in and out really. I remember one distinct period when I was like 11 or so, I went to the dentist, and my mom asked the dentist, like, is there anything we can do to try to get ahead of this to prevent it? And the dentist was just like, we can pull out all of his teeth.
Neat. Very neat.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? How is that a solution?
Oh, it is a solution. It just
yeah, technically, yeah, true.
Gummy.
Yeah.
at the end.
Gummy bears.
I suppose. Probably not the good kinds though, but probably the kinds that are also laxatives.
The sugar-free kind.
Yeah, the one with the legendary, with the legendary Amazon reviews.
Oh god, those scare me. Those, I'm just waiting until this gummy bear kill a man. It's gonna happen.
What do you have? What do you say that you've adapted to the changing landscape of streaming and VTubing?
Yeah, I honestly feel like I've adapted to this better than when I was a base tuber. I just feel a lot more free, honestly. I don't have to, worry about myself and just being, I've established I don't have a lot of self-confidence, so I don't have a lot of self-confidence in my looks. Like, I'm not the worst looking guy, I know that, but I'm also not telling myself I'm the best looking guy either. So being able to not have to worry about being on camera has just been a freeing experience. And then I just feel like my personality fits for this a lot more. Like I can do just like cartoon, comical humor, stuff like that.
I gotcha.
So I feel like I've adapted better than before.
And why do you say that? You look like a fine banana to me.
I appreciate that.
A ripened plantain right here.
Plantain is slander. That is some slander.
How much do you want to keep this? Want to keep streaming as your hobby?
Honestly, for as long as I can. Like, I don't have a lot going for me otherwise, so this has been just a really nice to have like some kind of schedule in your life. Like, when you don't have a schedule, even now I still somewhat feel it. You just get like time blindness over time, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, a month's passed. Oh, 2 years have passed. Oh, I'm wasting my life. Midlife crisis time in my 20s. Which having a midlife crisis in your 20s probably isn't saying a good thing. Oh god, is that mean? Oh god.
What is that, like a third life crisis?
Yeah.
Or something like that in that case.
That or the universe has some bad plans for me around 50.
I got that. Are there any inspirations that you turn to, or has definitely impacted the way you stream or the way you make content?
It's gonna sound dumb to say. My Oishi is most critical.
Okay.
I just really like. I view him as like one of the pinnacles to strive for as a streamer, just because he hasn't let it go to his head. He hasn't changed as a person. He's still genuine. He's still just being himself, being funny like that. And I find that something to strive for. I find a lot of bigger content creators and even medium-sized content creators, just seeing them interact and stuff on Twitter, I just view a lot of them as just fake. Like I don't believe a lot of it, but Moist Critical, it's easy to believe because he's just that's always him. That's
He's
just
a dude.
Yeah. So I view that as pretty inspiring for the most part.
Are there any other influences?
I did really respect, or I still respect Callie Obimori. I view her content as because especially since she's like trying to balance things, I view her as doing it well. Like she's balancing so many things and still being successful at all of them that it's just honestly very impressive. Like the amount she does is insane. She does like animation stuff for herself, and then the VTubing, her singing, and then there's Demon Dice on the side, who's totally not her. I just find that like that balance is really respectable. Because I would have crashed and burned a while ago, balancing all of that.
What does you crashing and burning look
like? It mostly looks like you know when someone steps on a banana and slips on it. It's mostly just that with a little more kerosene.
I see.
Bananas can melt steel beams.
Does that mean you lose your peel?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Probably.
If I'm wearing my normal peel that day, I normally wear a adamantium mithril alloy peel as designed by Space Dwarves. You know, you gotta protect yourselves. I bruise easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No wonder you always look right.
Yeah.
What advice would you like to offer to those who aspire to make a living from content creation, like we do
here? Stay true to who you are before, because if you start changing after like getting a couple payments from Twitch, it usually just doesn't end up well.
Mm-hmm.
That's when people start getting like twit longers and everything.
Yeah.
Like just don't let anything go to your head. Both positive, like not positive, like don't let anything extremely negative go to your head, and don't let like ego take you over, essentially.
Bringing back to you wanting to be like genuine or authentic online, like that of Moist Critical. What part do you want to like keep private, or like for example, what hobbies would you like to prefer to keep private? What parts of yourself would you like to not put online? Of course, I mean like the obvious is like what is it like? Location.
Yeah.
But outside of that, I'm more talking about like personality, not only like personality, but also particular interest, like being a gunplay builder.
Yeah, I do build that gunpla. So oh, that's a rough one. I think just human identity stuff, really. Like I'm very open to sharing about past experiences, and my cousin's a streamer and I play games with him, so it's like to a degree I can do it. To a degree I kind of have to, like we don't have the same last name or anything, so that's lucky. But I just want to keep mostly that stuff separate and just be who I am with my experiences in the now. I want to be able to, you know, like be there for people, like listen to people if they can. And I find you can't really do that if you can't share your experiences. So I just want to stay as truthful as a person as I can. I still want to be in a web of lies and everything.
I get that.
Seems like most of the drama in the VTuber community comes from that kind of stuff.
So, looking ahead, what are your aspirations as a YouTuber and content creator? Are there any particular milestones that you're striving for?
So right now, my current sub goal, or not sub goal, follower goal is just 666 for the year. mostly because it's a play on being a horror-based VTuber. Like I have a one of my emotes is actually like a banana pentagram. So I really just want to grow more in that direction. I just want to really push myself and get content out there and hopefully see that goal met.
What does success look like to you in where you are right now?
I view other friends as successful, really. I view their success as just active community, really. Like, I'm not looking at follower counts, I'm not looking at sub counts. I'm looking at how the streamer is as a person and interacts with their community. So things like that are what really win me over.
Mm. Are there any specific content or creative projects you're excited to pursue in the future?
I honestly don't really have anything super planned out.
No?
I usually just go with the flow for the most part.
You
Like
ever
I
want
want to
to
hopefully
plan things out?
I want to be able to like schedule things. Like I want to have my life to a point where I can just set a solid schedule. Because right now it's like I try to stream every day, but I can only stream after like at least 5:30 p.m. So and sometimes it's past that, so it's like a weird window where I can't set a schedule because I don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to start. So I'd love to be able to do that.
Mm. And what does that schedule? What would that schedule look like?
How
comfortable honestly, are you? Are you? How comfortable are you with following a set time and date to work?
I'm very cool with it for the most part. Right. As long as it's not like, because you can make your own hours in this industry, which is really nice. Like after you get affiliate, you have so much freedom with when you stream, what you stream, how you stream. So that was. Oh god, I just lost my train of thought.
Well, let's see if we can find it later on. But do you ever worry about eventually becoming? How do I say? How do I say? Do you worry about getting to the point at which you're scheduling yourself to optimize growth as a streamer?
That does worry me to a degree. Because I see like a lot of bigger VTubers like to stream earlier in the days, and I'm more of a nocturnal person. Mm-hmm. So thinking of having to shift my entire schedule like that just does give some worry. So I don't know exactly what hours would be peak or anything like that. I just kind of go with it as it is, kind of blind, so I don't know that I'm screwing myself over. Mm-hmm. But
coming back to what you mentioned about worries, what worries do you have, if present or future?
God, honestly, just there are so many people that make things up about other creators. I just don't want to say the wrong thing to the wrong person and have like this fake twitlonger out there that's just mirroring my name. Like it's happened so many times.
I see. Are you trying to hide something? Huh?
The fact that I'm actually a banana. I don't want I want people to think that I'm not a real banana, so that I have that sense of surprise.
He could be a yellow plantain of all things.
Could be.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows?
That's just like I think Porcelain Maid went through it, where he was like accused of grooming and stuff, and it's like,
Oh wow, really?
yeah, like I think he was on the VTuber blacklist for at one point.
Oh, that Twitter.
Yeah, that Twitter account, which got into a lot of drama recently for some reason. Which the people who attacked that account just make me feel like they have something to hide.
Yeah, that might. Yeah. That.
It's like what?
You going after
Wow.
a watchdog?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, that.
where are you hiding that you don't want that you don't want them to see?
Yeah, exactly.
Sus.
Very sus.
Yeah. Are you a Carol with a wolf cult? Like, what's going on here?
But yeah. So I guess you're also taking precautions in order to like prevent that sort of thing from happening. Like, I assume you have a Discord account, Discord server.
Yeah, I have a
Yeah.
Discord server. I keep it somewhat small for the most part. Honestly, it's mostly just for stream announcements and stuff, and then for movie nights. But I don't.
You keep lewd out, or you keep lewd out.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's just completely like anything like X-rated or anything like that is just not in my community. Like I'll be friends with Vtubers because like if I have a good joke on my stream, I'm gonna make it. So it's like I have no problem with them, no problem with even doing a collab with them. But I'm just not gonna like bring that into my like place of business essentially.
I got that.
Like I don't really want kids watching my stream, but I know some will get around that, and some lie to get around stuff like that.
Yep.
So it's like I'd rather just not take risks like that.
Exactly. Get the barriers up, just.
Yeah. Just as a safety blanket.
Yep. How you feeling right now?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
How about you?
Pretty all right. Do you have any streams that you like to broadcast? You like to promote as we wrap this up?
Robin the Seastria. Definitely Robin. Robin's the whole reason I'm here right now. So definitely everybody check out Robin. Otherwise, my model maker is Ava Strength. She's very talented, really good friend of mine, really nice person. And then I'd say Do Re Mi, Do Re Mi underscore. She's been a really essentially that's what she was going for, but it really calls her Do Re Mi. So yeah. So we started making the joke of like Do Re Mi the rat, because of Ratatouille. But she's honestly really cool and has been a really good friend throughout VTubing for the past year, and is just really nice and a really good artist. And they make a lot of my emotes, so nice to shout them out.
I see. What is okay? Lesbian Jet put in the chat. Robin moment. What does that mean?
I actually don't know.
I don't know either. Like, I think he's just responding to what Robin put. Like, wow, who is that banana?
Yeah, like woman moment, man moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy math.
You know, as a banana, are you afraid of being cloned? Because like a great deal of bananas are cloned.
Yeah, it's why I have the baseball bat essentially, and why it's bruised a bit currently. It's like Highlander. You know Highlander?
Yeah, highlighter, yeah.
Or you have to go around and cut off other immortals' heads to gain their power and be the last one. Yeah, it's essentially that.
I see.
So I just
Are
go
you worried
around
about that?
cage fighting other bananas.
I see. Are you worried about the blight that is spreading around banana
Actually,
plantations?
yeah.
Yeah,
Like I really like botany, and specifically I've gotten into bananas because obvious.
yeah,
But the fact that it's the same kind of blight that took out the roast Michael banana in the 1950s,
yeah.
which made us switch to the current Cavendish. But the really bad thing about it is it doesn't just wipe out the plants, it also infects the soil for like 10 to 20 years. So once you get that infection, you can't even grow there anymore. So
Not
it's
just the
just,
fruit, but the trees, the
yeah,
soil too.
yeah, everything,
Mm.
everything. So it's definitely worrying because it's something that could come about. Like we have plenty of other types of bananas that could replace Cavendish, but I really like Cavendish.
Uh, Pretty convenient, pretty sweet already. It'll
Right?
definitely be definitely a change in palate for sure.
Yeah, because like the roast Michael is what most banana candy today is based off of.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't really taste like normal bananas when you have banana
Oh,
candy.
that's why. Oh,
Yeah, and it's based on like an extinct banana.
extinct flavor.
So like they do have some like like other types of bananas like lined up in case because
Oh,
we're always messing with GMOs and stuff. So like if it does happen, we have bananas prepared for it, but
uh,
it's very possible.
hmm.
Because
Actually,
I
before we close, I was actually in a minute. I was going to be like closing up, but the botany stuff really triggered my inquisitorial side.
oh yeah
You hear? Yeah, yeah,
yeah
yeah, banana.
yeah.
What got you into botany? Hmm?
God, I just find it really cool, honestly. Uh, so I've been on medical marijuana for 17 years, or since I was
Ah,
17.
the cabbage. Gotcha.
Yeah, the devil's lettuce. Yeah. Um, so I just found that plant really neat because like the various strains of it kind of take on qualities of other plants. Like it can like take on like taste, so like some can taste like blueberries and it'll be like what the fuck. So I just found it really neat how various strains like that can like adapt and make those changes where they're like taking on characteristics of other plants without actually like gene splicing or anything. It's just
uh,
I just find that neat.
really
So
are
that
big on those GMOs, huh?
yeah, we'd be screwed without them.
Ah, exactly. And before the GMOs, it was what's what's it called, the breeding,
Yeah, the selective breeding.
banana breeding.
Very breedable.
Very breedable bananas. Mm. No wonder no wonder the banana got so sweet. It just
You
got
know it.
it just kept breeding over and over again.
And
Anyway.
that's why no kids are allowed.
Exactly. Uh all right. With that, we'll close up. How you
Sounds
do?
good.
How was that? How was the stream for you,
I had
banana?
a fun time. I had a really fun
Awesome.
time.
Awesome.
I'm glad you had me on there.
I'm happy you came on as well.
Really
I'm
appreciate
happy.
you.
Yeah. So yeah. Let me just go off on my conclusionary spiel as well. That my closing statement, whatever I do every single time before I put us on the closing stream. All right,
Yeah, for sure.
everybody. We will be concluding this episode of the show. Thank you very much for coming to the stream or the VOD. Thank you, Banana, for your time and energy and your sweet demeanor. Um, And you chatters and VOD watchers will be able to find links to his socials down the description below. Check him out. Like, subscribe to him. Wait. It's follow on Twitch, right?
Oh yeah, follow.
Yeah, I suppose. Follow on Twitch. There we go. And yeah, have a good time, yo. Especially to you, my
Potassium-based
friend.
friend.
I was gonna say fruitful. All right. I feel
Okay,
like
that's
fruitful
fair.
would be
That's fair.
more charming than potassium. Okay.
So fair, but I do got that potassium.
Yeah.
I got that cake, that banana flavor cake.
Banana bread is actually good. Do you think banana bread is a cake or a bread?
It's a dessert bread. Dessert bread. It has like a. It's more moist, so it's more like a cake, but I still view it as a bread for the most part. Yeah. Although I do have a really good recipe where it's like you know how like coffee cakes have like that layer in the middle of them that's like brown sugar and cinnamon?
Yeah.
So you can actually do that with a loaf of banana bread and it will actually work out. So in the middle of the loaf, you just have like this layer of brown sugar, cinnamon goodness, and it's just so good.
Mm.
And that version I view full on dessert. Yeah.
Yeah, you better send
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're finally going to outro. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. Haha.